I became interested in the Buteyko method because of the connection with yoga, how they're the same in a way, just a different approach. I've been teaching yoga all my life, since I was 24. That's over 40 years. One of our students brought us a book about yoga for asthma. It went from there. I came across the Learn Buteyko webinars, Christopher Drake's. It seemed that through the Buteyko method, you could get the qualities of yoga that have been promised in the old yoga texts, such as contentment and equanimity and energy and vibrant good health. If you've done any yoga practice, you might find the Buteyko method comes a bit easier because you're already a bit more aware of your body, aware of your breathing, a bit sensitive to your thoughts and feelings as well.
Professor Buteyko was dealing with people who were maybe in hospital with very poor health and bringing them up and transforming their health through the similar ways to what the yogis had discovered centuries before. The Buteyko method has helped me to understand the importance of breathing less. That is what is so beneficial for people with chronic diseases. I try to bring the Buteyko method into my yoga pranayama, but also the yoga comes into the Buteyko practice because, for example, the postures help to reduce our breathing so that the breathing almost disappears. Professor Buteyko did indicate he was very in favor of the asanas because when they're done well, you can't do big breathing unless you really try and force yourself. It's the subtleness of the breath that is important for health and for the mind, for concentration, for calmness. The big breathing actually tends to lead to more agitation and more health problems. The breathing is fundamental to cleansing the body, to purification of the body, to getting rid of disease, bringing this calmness, which is essential for the yoga pursuit. The medical profession don't address this very fundamental topic of breathing. When we're able to reduce our breathing, that is where the healing starts to take place. By having a higher level of carbon dioxide inside us, our body functions more efficiently. It means that we'll have more oxygen, paradoxically. The carbon dioxide helps us to get oxygen into our cells where we need it. In the popular understanding, carbon dioxide is a poison. Most sports coaches tell us to take big breaths in and breathe out all this poisonous carbon dioxide. Any pulmonary physiologist knows that we need this level of carbon dioxide for these important functions to take place. We have plenty of oxygen in the air, we're breathing it in, but we need to build up carbon dioxide through exercise or through the Buteyko breathing practices. That's the key to our health. With Learn Buteyko, there are monthly follow-ups, which are wonderful. Everything seems to fit into place more and more. Everything seems to be related to our breathing, and practitioners at Learn Buteyko help us to understand that in a very simple way. What Buteyko is teaching is not new. He is actually going back to the old wisdom, which is enshrined in the texts, and which actually perhaps we've moved away from it in modern times. There's another kind of breath hold in yoga which is described in the texts, which is a spontaneous suspension of the breath, which is a very high and elevated thing to happen to you. The breath just stops of its own accord. You don't need to breathe. The practitioners at Learn Buteyko talk about this, they mention that's a very elevated and wonderful state.